I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, this time from Chad Luigi 123. As for the film Mars Needs Moms. Now, if anyone's ever interested in requesting any type of videos or topics or reviews or random or whatever, feel free to send them either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both things are down below in the info box as I try to survive the fucking next fucking ice age that's overcoming the fucking country. Christ almighty. If people say global warming doesn't exist, if it exists in this fucking planet, as far as I know. Anyway, I'm gonna sit like this so my feet don't fucking fall off in the cold. But anyway, getting to the topic, Mars needs moms. Just like I need fucking heat. I think we all need fucking heat. Warmers on our fucking balls. This is a film directed by Simon Wells, who's like the great grandson or so of H.G. Wells, who wrote The Machine. Just Simon Wells directed the remake The Time Machine with Guy Pearce, which I rather enjoyed that film. He also directed The Prince of Egypt, which I didn't mind. And he was friends with Robert Zemeckis, worked behind the scenes on Who Framed Roger Rabbit and so forth. So Image Movers, which was Robert Zemeckis' company, where they did a lot of that motion capture stuff. Polar Express, A Christmas Carol, Beowulf. They did this. And this became one of the biggest flops of all time. It cost $150 million. And you know how much it made worldwide? $39 million. That's worldwide. That's not, oh, in the U.S. No, worldwide, $39 million. With a $150 million budget, not including advertising, not including marketing, plus the fact that that $39 million worldwide, that has to be split between the movie theater chains, who did a percentage. Studio doesn't get all that. So yeah, this was one of the biggest flops, not only of that company, but of all time. It might have even killed that company. I don't know for sure. I would not be surprised if it did. And you look at the plot and you go, why the fuck would you spend $150 million on this plot where a kid sees his mom kidnapped by aliens, taken to Mars, he hops a ride, Martians are kidnapping women to zap their motherly instincts, which results in their death, and put into nanny bots because they don't want to be parents, or they're told, no, you're not parents, nanny bots, that's the way it's always been. Which I don't know how the I'm not even going to try to explain the shit. $150 million went into this story. Why? On the motion capture stuff, I was never a big fan of. I didn't mind Polar Express. But for the most part, it made Monster House. I liked Monster House, to be fair. But for the most part, it just looked weird. It had that uncanny valley look to it, where it's the person's face, but the way they're moving is just like creepier than it's supposed to be. It just makes you go, just have a real fucking person then. You're going through all this effort to have people do the movements. Just have them be fucking the actual person. Like, this film would have cost less if it was live action. So why wasn't it just live action? Some reviewers said it best. Robert Zemeckis, who produced this, was more... It seemed like he was more about the technology than the story. That's very adamant in this. Now, the actors, Seth Green did this motion capture of the kid, and originally he did the voice. Now, they changed it to an actual kid, because it makes sense. The kid looks like he's 12 years old. Seth Green doing the voice sounds weird. Sounds off. Why the fuck did they realize that? I don't know. Beforehand, I have no idea. I mean, you just hear the voice for 5 minutes, you know, yeah, that doesn't work for a 12-year-old kid. But, the fuck do I know? So they dubbed it. They got another actor. I think a kid. But, there's a guy on YouTube. He actually pulled the Blu-ray, and apparently on the Blu-ray file, this is a story more interesting than the movie. He was doing a review of this film, so he rips the Blu-ray, and when he ripped the Blu-ray, he looked at this file. It was the longest file, the biggest file, and it had Seth Green's voice. And he's like, what? That's weird. He didn't think anything of it. He thought, okay, this is like one of those options. Hey, do you want to hear the original voice, or this and that? Kind of like, remember Return of the Living Dead Part 2, when you had the DVD, and depending which audio track you listened to, you would hear the original soundtrack, like the original songs that were used. If you were on like the French or Spanish soundtrack, this is on the old DVD of Return of the Living Dead Part 2. So he thought maybe be something like that. No, it's nowhere on the Blu-ray. It's literally if you rip the Blu-ray and it's a hidden file. I don't know how the fuck that happens, but that, again, that's a weird thing. Like, only if you rip the Blu-ray, you find this. And it's nowhere on the menu. That is so weird and interesting. I'm like, what is the full story behind that? It's more interesting than the story here in the movie. So, on archive.org, if you want to hear or see the movie with Seth Green's voice, there you go. Doesn't save the film, makes it even more weird, because, like, yeah, Seth Green, I like Seth Green, but his voice doesn't work in this, but if you're interested, if you're a big Mars Needs Moms fan, to me, I just found it interesting as a little piece of movie history. Joan Cusack, she voices the mom. She appears at the very beginning, the very end. When he gets there, he meets this guy who was in his same problem years ago, where he was a kid and his mom was taken, but he couldn't save his mom, so he stayed there. The older version is played by Dan Fogler. And Dan Fogler, for a while, for like a 5-year span, I think studios thought he would be a big star, because he was in, what was that movie? Good Luck Chuck? When they thought, oh, what the fuck was the other guy's name? Oh my god, the stand-up guy. I can't believe I forgot his name. But they thought this one guy would be... Oh my god, it's going to annoy the piss out of me. Dane Cook. There you go. Dane Cook. They thought Dane Cook would be a star. And so he played like the buddy or something. Good Luck Chuck didn't do anything. He was in a movie called Take Me Home Tonight with Topher Grace. That didn't do anything. He was in this film called Fanboys. I liked it. A lot of people didn't, but I liked it. It still didn't really do anything. Fanboys. He was the voice in Horton Hears a Who. Oh, he was a star of the film Balls of Fury. I don't know if that did anything. I don't know if it made any business. But yeah, for 5 year span, they thought it didn't really work out for him. And this was part of that span as well, and this was a massive flop. And so he continued to work, but other than the Beast one, like the one that's related to Harry Potter, but it's not really Harry Potter, he's in those movies. That's pretty much it when it comes to high profile flicks. Dan Fogler, the voice is fine. His character was annoying at first, but when you learned his backstory, I warmed up to him a bit. Plus, he's a fan of Top Gun. Did you see Top Gun? What's it called name? Maverick? Yeah, that was cool. But he's childlike, which made sense when you know his backstory. And his backstory was a bit sad, it's a bit dark. Like, he witnesses his mom disintegrate. He didn't save her in time. So he's by himself, learned to fend for himself on Mars. That's pretty fucking dark and sad. Especially when the evil Martian lady doesn't really get much of a comeuppance at the end. I mean, you guys were murdering innocent moms and making kids orphans. I think you guys deserve a little bit more of a punishment. Just saying. That's just me. But really, this film is just boring. A lot of it is just boring. With an uncanny valley look to a lot of the characters. Apparently the aliens, even though they live on Mars, they need spacesuits as well. And helmets. That'd be like me wearing a spacesuit on Earth, wouldn't it? Wouldn't Martians' bodies be used to the atmosphere and the air or lack of? So would they need spacesuits even though they live on Mars? I don't know. Maybe so. Just go with it. But just a lot of the plot was rather boring. I mean, there's probably why it's only 80-some minutes long, thankfully. Like I said, the mom gets abducted. His shirt gets caught. He gets into the ship. They go to Mars. He falls in this trash chute. Goes to Dan Fogler, who I said is very childlike. He said, I'll help you, but he's not going to because he knows it's a lost cause, or so at this point he thinks. The kid gets caught. He escapes. He meets this alien named T, who she long ago watched some 70s TV show, so she's speaking all hippie-like, and she likes the colors, so she graffitis in colors, and she'll say lines like, mellow out, man, I'm not the fuzz. Oh, this is so low temperature. It took me a fucking minute to realize she meant cool. Like, this is so cool. But she said, this is so low temperature. It took me a full fucking minute to realize what she meant. Or saying lines like, what powers do flowers have? Flower power, because she watched the 70s hippie TV show. Hippity doo da hippity fucking hippie man with the hippie weather, man. Sure watch that shit. Well, that's good shit, but you know. Sure watch the Mod Squad instead. Fogler gets caught. He gets rescued. They fall through the floor after the kid shoots lasers into it. Fogler says stupid lines like, when you're shooting a laser at someone, you should bring them a change of underwear. Yeah, I'm sure you do, because you shit yourself, movie. You shit yourself, movie. You shit yourself. You pissed your pants, too. There's also like these more primal aliens on the bottom floor. It seems like most of them are male, and then the ones who are working high up top, they're more female. And the more male ones like to hug. The alien who likes to do graffiti, she starts looking at a damn photo and starts liking him. Says, "You changed color," because he blushes. I like that you changed color. There's a point where they go into this prison. They let out some inmates, including some of those primal alien guys. They bring them down because the kids are going down there to deal with the kids. The Our lead kid goes out to save his mom. The mom and the kid are sleeping. Gets shot at. The kid trips and breaks his helmet. The mom saves him by giving her helmet up. Dan Fogel's able to get there to save the mom. The aliens witness all this family harmony and love. The hippie doopy doo man female alien shows a picture she found, or she took a picture she found on the wall and says, "Hey, we could be a family. We were never, we used to be families. This bitch lied to us." That's pretty much what it is. The supervisor bitch lied to us. She gets taken away, and you know what her penalty is for kidnapping Earth moms and murdering them? To change diapers and a baby alien pisses on her face. That's her punishment. Okay, it seems pretty lenient to me. They go back to Earth. Dan Fogarty's gonna go back to Mars because now him and the female alien, they're in love. Yeah, it ends with the song "Crazy Little Thing Called Love." I didn't care for the look of the film. I'm not really big on the whole motion capture thing. Polar Express, at least with the whole Christmas feel to it and the imagination of going from here to the North Pole and all the imagination linked to Santa Claus. And that definitely had a fun mentality of utilizing movement, like being in front of the train and then moving all here, or when they get to the North Pole and where the presents are going, this big slide, and you see a POV of it. Yeah, you could say it's trying to be fancy, utilizing the visuals, but I appreciate that because it made it less boring compared to this. This one, there's really nothing that exciting visual-wise, and you could have done it live action. You really could have. There's not much here that needed to be done animated. And like I said, the faces look weird. Is that uncanny valley shit? The jokes don't work for me. Sorry, don't work for me, bro. Doesn't work for me, boss. And again, this whole story you're doing, they spent $150 million on this story. Why they thought this story would cause such a great fervor when they need to get 300 million just to break even? I don't see how this would have ever done that, let alone be a hit. I don't know what they were expecting. I really don't. I really do not. But Mars Needs Moms is a boring, lackluster flick that became one of the biggest bombs of all time. Go fucking figure. Go watch. I mean, if you want to see the capture, motion capture, go watch Monster House, which was a better script and story. Or even the Polar Express is better than this. Other than that, there's other Mars films you can watch. You can watch The Martian with Matt Damon, which is a funnier movie than this, legitimately. Hell, Mission to Mars I'd rather watch than this. As bad as Red Planet is, I would rather watch that than this. Because Red Planet, I don't know. There's a couple things I liked, but not too much. With that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.